Diamond cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials. Someone is enjoying shape today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Hello, my dear children. I am back with an interesting topic, force and friction. Beginning with the explanation of force, let me take few examples like pulling a trolley bag, opening or closing the drawer or door like you can see in the picture. Then, vegetable seller moving his hand cart by pushing it. So, children, there is an interaction between two objects by means of a push or pull. This act of push or pull caused due to an interaction is called force. So you got the answer to the question. What is force? In our day-to-day life, we perform various actions of push and pull, such as use of shopping cart in big bazaar, baby stroller, friend on a swing, pushing a car, kicking a ball are all the examples of push. Then moving to another examples like opening a drawer. Wow, tug of war between houses during sports time. Slingshot like catapult used by naughty children for eating mangoes. Pull-ups by wrestlers. Tying your shoelaces, monkey bars, and flying kite by children are the examples of force showing the act of pull. Okay, now it is clear. Push and pull acting on a body which tends to change its state of rest or motion is known as force, which is denoted by capital F. Children, in the slide, you can see two boys pulling the rope just like in tug of war. So the direction in which the body is pushed or pulled is known as direction of the force. This is a fact that a push or pull may not produce a fruitful result always, but it definitely tries to cause a motion. Force acting on a body may cause the following effects. Let us see one by one. Force can move a stationary object. Force can stop a moving object. Force can change the speed of moving object. Force can change the direction of moving object. Force can change the size and shape of a body. So children, let's see what happens when this child is applying force to the football which is at rest. Wow, what a kick! That boy kicked, and here the another child of opponent party tries to stop the football which is coming in a great speed. So a force can stop a moving object as well, right? Playing outdoor games is diminishing slowly because of this rapid advancement in digital technology. My dear children, I know you all enjoy cycling, and it is an excellent workout for the large muscles in the legs. It also relieves stress and energizes holistically, but ensure that you wear cycling helmets for safety. During cycling, you can observe that when you apply more force, the speed of cycle increases, isn't it? So, the force can change the speed of a moving object, whether increases or decreases. I am sure, children, that you all will learn this lesson with fun. Now, here the batsman is applying the force to hit the ball, which in turns changes the direction of the cricket ball. So, the force can change the direction of a moving object. Amazing! Such a beautiful clay pots has been prepared by potter. That too by applying force and using their artistic talents. Coming Deepavali, definitely I am going to purchase diyas from them. In this slide, you can see that on squeezing the lemon, the shape changes on applying force. Yes, before preparing lime water. I am sure that you all play with colorful modeling clay and make models of different shapes and size by pressing it with your small hands to prepare snake, hen, ball and many more. And yes, children, every day you can see your mother preparing chapatis from wheat duff. Yes, show the forces can change the shape of clay, lemon, toothpaste tube, wheat duff, sponge, etc. So the force is simply a push or pull. There are two main types of forces: contact forces and non-contact forces. With the help of this flow chart, you can easily learn the different types of contact and non-contact forces. Contact force is of two types: muscular force and frictional force, while non-contact force is of three types: gravitational force, electrostatic force, and magnetic force. You all can see this man trying to lift the suitcase or twister, so the force applied on an object is in direct contact with the body, and that is why this force is called contact force. Children, just think and answer whether it is muscular force or frictional force. Yes, come on, think. Very good. It is muscular force, as the force is applied by the muscle of this man's body. Every physical activity comes with the use of muscles, as you can clearly see in the picture that athletes are running with a great speed. On other hand, the women are drawing water from the well and the hand pump by using muscular force too. Animals also make use of muscular force, like horse or bull pulling a cart or ploughing the fields, then elephants carrying heavy logs of wood in forest. Now, moving to the second type of contact force is frictional force. What is frictional force? It is present everywhere in our daily life. It is simply impossible to reduce it completely. You know why? Because it will become impossible for us to walk or to ride or to drive as well. So, friction or frictional force is a force that acts in a opposite direction to movement. Hence, it opposes the motion of the object. There are some forces that do not require a physical contact to act on an object. They can work from a distance as well. Such forces are called non-contact forces or action at a distance forces. Examples of non-contact forces are gravitational force, magnetic force, and electrostatic force. Have you ever thought that why the leaves of fruits fall to the ground when they detach from the plant? Yes? Ever you have thought? No? Okay, this is because of gravitational force. All objects in the universe attract each other with this type of force. The gravitational force of the earth attracts all objects on it towards itself. English scientist and father of physics, Sir Isaac Newton was born prematurely on Christmas morning. Very little chance of survival. The account of Isaac Newton's discovering the principle of universal gravity was by observing the fall of an apple from an apple tree, which is very well known. I hope it is clear, children. Now, today, you just show magic to your younger brother or sister. How? Just take a few safety pins or coins and bring a magnet close to them. Exactly as I have done. What you will see is that magnet has applied a force on the coins and safety pins without coming in direct contact. So, the force of attraction between the magnet and metals like that of safety pins or coins is called magnetic force. Hence, magnetic force is a non-contact force. Children, I am sure that you must have played this game of rubbing plastic ruler on your hair and then bringing small pieces of paper close to it. And then these papers start clinging to the ruler, as you can see in this slide. But you know what is the reason? Before explaining the reason, I will tell you about two different charges, positive charge and negative charge. Opposite charges always attract each other, while similar, that is same charges, repel each other. So, when we rub the ruler or comb against dry hair, some of the negative charges from the hair got transferred to the ruler. Then, ruler became negatively charged. When the charged ruler was brought near the bits of paper, it gets attracted and made the paper pieces move up and stick to the ruler or comb. So, the force exerted by a charged body on another charged or uncharged body is known as electrostatic force. Clear, children? Now moving to the measurement of force. Force is a physical quantity, which means that it can be measured. The most common device used to measure force is a spring balance. The SI unit of force is Newton, that is capital N, named in recognition of the English scientist Sir Isaac Newton. Force is also measured in kilogram force. 1 kilogram force is defined as the force with which Earth attracts a body of mass 1 kg towards its center. Value of 1 kgf is equal to 9.8 Newton, approximately 10 Newton, you can say. Rest you will study in detail in higher classes. Before I start with the friction, you should remember that when forces are acting in the same direction, we add the forces together. While when the forces are acting in opposite direction, we subtract the two figures and find out the stronger one. That you will study in further chapters while doing the numericals. Now let's relax for few seconds by rubbing your palm. Come on, start rubbing your palm. Children, yes? Did you feel the warmth? But kindness is the oil that smoothens the friction of life. So friction is a force between two surfaces that are sliding or trying to slide across one another. It always works in the direction opposite from the direction the object is moving or trying to move. You have learnt about the frictional force. We experience this force in many activities in our day-to-day life. Now we will learn more about the force of friction. So, what are the factors affecting friction? Friction depends upon the nature of the surfaces. Rough surfaces offer a greater degree of friction compared to smooth surfaces. More the roughness of surface, greater is the friction it offers, and smooth surfaces such as glass offer less friction. Thus, the force of friction is very large when both the surfaces in contact are rough. Second factor that influences the magnitude of friction is the weight of the moving object. More is the weight of the object, greater will be the friction. But when weight remains same, friction is independent of the area of the surface in contact. Clear, children? Moving to the types of friction. There are two main types of friction, static friction and kinetic friction. Static means not moving. So the static friction keeps a stationary object at rest. Static friction is maximum when the applied force is just short of the force required to start motion. While kinetic means moving. So, kinetic friction occurs when the applied force overcomes static friction and the object starts moving. At this point, the value of friction is represented as kinetic friction. Kinetic friction is of two types, sliding friction and rolling friction. Now we will see the difference between sliding friction and that of rolling friction. As we all use rubber tires on water slides, or exactly the same way as children are sliding on the snow. When we slide an object on a surface, the friction produced between the object and the surface is called sliding friction. Since friction increases with the weight of a moving object, hence it is difficult to slide heavy objects like vehicles or luggage trolley. Now in this slide you can see how the passengers are able to carry heavy suitcase or luggage trolleys. The reason is because of the presence of wheels which acts as a rollers, thereby causing rolling friction into play. Wheels present in vehicle, travel bags, heavy furniture, machine cut down a lot of effort required to move such objects. Advantages of friction. Although friction opposes motion, it makes motion possible. Friction is a useful force as it helps us to do many things. Let us look at the advantages of friction. Friction enables a car to move on road without skidding. Because of the friction between the tires of car on the road which enables car to move forward. But if there were no friction, car would stay where it was. Friction also helps us in walking. When we walk, friction opposes the tendency of our feet or shoes to move backwards by acting in the forward direction or the direction in which we want to move. That is why it is difficult to move on a wet or a very smooth and polished floor. Friction also allows to hold object with our hands. Fixing nail on a wall, writing on a paper, applying brakes to stop a moving vehicle, then lighting a matchstick. Yes, children, now it must be clear to you that because of friction, only early humans discovered fire by rubbing two flint stones against each other. Friction is a necessary evil. Like advantages, it has disadvantages too. Fast moving machines produces large amounts of heat which damages the moving parts. Over a period of time, friction causes wear and tear on the surfaces in contact, which reduces the life of machine parts. Tears and shoe soles. A lot of energy is also wasted due to the friction. How to increase friction? Do you know why kabaddi players and wrestlers rub their hands with soil? Because soil is coarse material and that helps to increase friction for better grip. Now, shoes and tires have treads on the surface to increase friction with the road. Football shoes have studs, while the athletes have spikes in the soles of shoes to get a firm grip on the ground. Children, have you played carom? Yes, even I have played too. So, before playing, we used to sprinkle that talcum powder or boric powder on the carom board, isn't it? Do you know why? It is to reduce friction between the board and the striker so that striker and the coins movement become easier. A lot of time, energy, and money is wasted in overcoming friction and its effect in our everyday life. Bicycles, ceiling fans, engines of vehicles, industrial machinery, extra need regular maintenance to reduce friction between their parts to work smoothly. So, there are several ways to reduce friction in different situations. Providing wheels or ball bearings, oiling or lubricating the machine parts to make them smooth, polishing the rough surfaces, and streamlining. Streamlining helps to reduce fluid friction. Since both liquids and gases can flow, they are commonly known as fluids. You have already started before. The friction caused due to the fluids such as water and air is termed as drag. D-R-A-G. Drag. Streamlining means giving a special shape to object like aeroplanes and ships, so that they may experience minimum drag while traveling through air or water. But fish and birds have naturally streamlined bodies, so they experience minimum drag while swimming and flying, thereby reducing the fluid friction. Some force facts in front of you is in the absence of friction, a moving object will keep on moving. Children, just imagine if the world is without friction. Without friction, you would not be able to walk or move around because your feet would slip on everything. It will be really a fun scene, but in reality, world without friction would be unlivable. The reason why friction is so important to our world, because it affects everything that is in motion. Yes, it can make life hard, endless, and full of chaos and destruction. Stay home, stay safe, take care of your family members, because in family life, love is the oil that eases friction, the cement that binds closer together, and the music that brings harmony. Thank you. God bless you.